This is better than you think, and with just a little bit of this, you can get it from here, here, or here. But with these stores, also known as Konbinis, achieving such high clout on the global scale, do they really live up to their reputation of wonder and convenience?
Well, I just spent an entire month in Japan with her and used these shops like 7-Eleven and Family Mart as my go-to hub for all my survival needs to find out if they really can sustain life itself.
Japan is globally renowned for their world-class dining, from Piss Alley in Tokyo to small nooks in Hiroshima. But I want this: a sweet red bean and margarine sandwich from 7-Eleven, and paired with a Pocari Sweat, which is like clear Gatorade, makes for a great snack. So with a convenience store on almost every street corner, you can pick up all sorts of snacks and meals, and even basic necessities like socks and undies. In fact, even this shirt I'm wearing is from 7-Eleven. It's in part thanks to places like 7-Eleven that Japan is the king of convenience, from public transport to food, making it one of the most accessible places on earth. And sure, Konbinis have a lot to offer, but what are you missing out on if you build your routine around these tiny stores? Well, to start off, Japan does a lot of things differently, like the Japanese favorite, Denny's? Not Denny's, but yes, Denny's. It's Denny's, but it's not. It's got the name, but you're not gonna find things like spaghetti and meatballs or mango lassi, and certainly not ramen in your Midwest American Denny's, turning this American classic into a top-notch global dining experience. But that's how Japan does an American pancake shop. What about a Japanese pancake shop? Well, tucked up a quiet stairwell in Hiroshima is this tiny restaurant, a locally owned passion project run by two friends serving up the famous savory pancake known as okonomiyaki. This very intimate nook of a restaurant is filled to the brim with the owner's personal collection of decor and collectibles, giving you a warm and personal environment while you wait for your okonomiyaki, which is one of the best treats I've ever had. Just like this unsweet coffee from 7-Eleven, an awesome caffeine cup I had nearly every day during the month I was there. And with a Konbini just across the street from our hotel, we'd have our breakfast right there on that curb, when it wasn't raining, of course. And somehow, no matter what we got, it was fresh. Even meat that was sitting outside of the refrigerator. But how did it not go bad like that? Well, while we would sit on said curb, I noticed something peculiar. These small white trucks would pass by all the time and sometimes stop right next to us until eventually, one day, I saw one open up. It was loaded with food, and that's when it clicked. These stores don't have a back to them. Their entire inventory is on display and restocked multiple times a day, at all hours of the day, by these heroes in tiny trucks. But this is how Japan does quick stops. What about America? Well, I went to a 7-Eleven here in Texas to find out. The first difference you'll notice is that convenience stores in America are all attached to a gas station. Gas stations in Japan are completely separate from the Konbinis. And inside this 7-Eleven, I wanted to find something that they also have in Japan. So I picked up one of my favorites, an egg sandwich, and a cowboy hat. But as for the egg sandwich, to start off, the price comparison. Japan's egg sandwich is 280 yen, which is only $1.85, while in America, it's more than twice that cost at $4.49. And something you'll notice is that Konbinis in Japan actually cut the crust off their bread, while this 7-Eleven leaves it to you. And on a similar note, the bread in Japan is super soft and fluffy, while the American 7-Eleven's bread is really dry and kinda hard. As for the meat of the sandwich, aka egg, it tastes kinda old in the US, while Japan's eggs taste really fresh. And this goes to the frequent restocking of the Konbinis. They don't need as many preservatives, so it's healthier and it just tastes fresher. And back to my new cowboy hat. Since 7-Eleven in both countries sell hats, let's compare hats. This safari hat in Kyoto was a lifesaver on our hot days in the sun, with quick dry capabilities and UV protection. Not to mention it's also collapsible. My new cowboy hat, well, it's a cowboy hat. Not collapsible, but it blocks the sun, and I think it looks cool. And it's mine, so I love it. In conclusion, I'd say hat game, same. Food game, Konbini's hands down. So let's head back to Japan and see what else these quick stops have to offer. Like this steamed chicken salad. It's clean, simple, and tasty. Or this sausage on a bun with cheese that we found shockingly good. They also have this chocolate chip bun that's very moist and just as soft as the rest of Japan's bread. Then there's this crepe, or crepe, filled with Japan's famous sweet potatoes. It's oddly refreshing, if that makes sense. And something that the Konbinis do is they give you chopsticks that come with little toothpicks, which is really nice. One of my favorites was this ground chicken with rice, egg, and green onions. It's so simple and so good. Then there's this milky kind of dairy drink that I don't know how to describe it, but it is very tasty. This cucumber, carrot, ham, and chicken sandwich. I can't say it enough. Even the simple things are great here. The walnut pastry. Their pastries really aren't overly sweet, and maybe that's why I like them so much, because I'm not much of a sweet tooth. Grilled beef, chicken, and ham wrap. Essentially 2 separate wraps just for a couple bucks. This cheese bread makes for a really nice and quick lunch. Then, there was this custard fish thing. We had seen it a lot on the shelves until we decided to finally get it, and we regret not getting it sooner in the trip. And this was tasty. Just kidding, do not eat that. And this crab bread. We saw so many locals buying this regularly, we decided to try it, and it's just plain good bread. Something I got every day was this chicken stick. It's super simple and super good chicken. This buttered chicken sandwich. It's incredible and authentic tasting. Now, growing up around Hispanic foods like churros, this churro donut really hits the mark if you've ever had one. And the ramen, top notch of course. This was a great meal. Cider Zero, a chicken sandwich, and this incredible pork, egg, onion, and mushrooms with oyster sauce and chili oil. And the rice ball. We had to get it, and really enjoyed it. This tofu dish that was super tasty. And another Cider Zero flavor. These Cider Zeros come in different flavors with vitamins and things like fiber, and they're all great. Japan's buns, thick and fluffy, and just the right amount of meat. And of course, the famous fruits and cream sandwich and marshmallow balls with yogurt jelly. Super good. Chicken with spicy sauce. Just the right amount of spicy. Now there's what is basically a pancake sandwich with syrup filling. And this guy we met in Family Mart, who was from Texas, recommended we put this fried chicken in it. And mwah, chef's kiss. Melon pan, a famous Japanese sweet bun that earned its name because it just looks like a melon. And salty lychee. I don't know how to describe the flavor, but it's super refreshing. And the makeup. Apparently very good, according to my fiance. And you can find this very sweet vitamin jelly along with other supplements at pretty much any Konbini. Cream puffs, we could not get enough. And coconut poke, which in our opinion is the best poke stick you can find. And Calpis water. I don't know what it is, but it's very good, just like this strawberries and cream drink that I could not get enough of. And with all of Japan's more than 50,000 konbinis just a stroll away, we can always count on them. I absolutely love Japan and can say with confidence that these little shops really are what they're cracked up to be. And if you liked this video, be sure to subscribe and check out this other video showcasing the magic of nighttime in Japan.